So when the strategy enabled, this is this isn't the strategy. This is just a trade that I put on. But when the
Yeah.
strategy kicks in, it'll kick in an order, which is like right here, and then it'll set a stop loss and it'll set a take profit at a certain level, whatever level I set in the strategy. It'll just once the order gets done,
Yeah.
it'll set all three things. It'll put the order in, and then it'll have the stop loss and the take profit at the same time.
Is this live right now, or this is a simulation that you're just testing?
No, this is a simulation account, but it's live. It's on a 5 minute
Okay.
chart. So this
So
is
this
five
is,
minute candles.
and you're, what are you trading right now? What is this?
So this right now is MES, so micro
Oh, okay.
minis.
Yeah, there we go.
So it's
Micro
micros. Um, so the little white lines on the difference of the white lines is one full point. So it's like from 71 to 72. That from line to line, from one white line to another, that's one
Yeah.
full point. In between, there's four ticks.
Yeah.
So it's 72.25, then 50, then 75, then 73. So in between those white lines, it's one full point,
Got it.
if that makes sense. So
Yeah. Yeah.
each one of those full points from one line to one line, that is $5 on one contract.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right
So right
now,
now
I
you're
have
up five.
I'm up, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, roughly around 5. So 25 ticks. So basically 5 full points.
Yeah.
So 5 times 5 is around 25. So I'm up 100 points, $100 right here. You see that?
Yeah.
It's because I have 4 contracts. So that purchase right there was for 4 contracts. This is my stop loss for 4 contracts. But
Yeah.
here is my take profit for 3 contracts and then 1 runner.
The stop loss, what is the drawdown? Is the stop loss comparable to the 3 cell limit? No, the 3 cell limit is much higher, right?
It's a little bit higher. It's like 1.5 to 1. I just eyeballed
Got
it.
it.
I didn't calculate it or anything. I just kind of eyeballed it because I wanted to bring it way down here. So if I was wrong and it broke this low, I was expecting it to do this, like what this candle did. I
Yeah.
expected it to break this low, come to around right here, and then reverse.
No,
And
you have to give it space because you
yeah,
know they like to give that big ass fucking wick and take your cash and shit and close you out. So you always have to like even give more
right. So then
room.
this is on the 5 minute. This is what it looks like, but the trade is based on the 15 minute, which is this chart,
Yeah.
and you can
This
see.
one,
Go ahead.
this one, did you automate this trade or you put it on manually?
This one I put it on manually, but it's also automated. Like right here, ATM strategy. It says
Yeah.
scalp run.
Yeah.
So it's this one. This one basically does this trade. It puts 4 contracts with a 4 contract stop loss, and then 3 and a 1. If I do 10-10 or 10-5 or 20-20, that's only 1 contract each, with 20 points up and 20 points down. This was
Got it.
10 points up, 10 points down, or 5 points down.
Yeah.
So it's just whichever strategy I want to use at the time for whatever thing. This one I just let it go because it's on a 15-minute chart. This was the low, so I put it in somewhere in here. When the market opened at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I put this
Yeah.
trade on around here somewhere, and I basically ran the stop down. So if in case it came down to get other stops, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
stopped out, and then I'm just gonna let it run because I want to let it run to up here somewhere.
Yeah. Take
But it
some
was a
risk
good
off.
setup. It was a good setup. It's a hell of a trade. Like this risk right here is huge for
Yeah.
4 contracts. If it actually comes down and starts hitting my stop, I won't leave it here. Once it breaks this low, I'll probably bring it up to here or something, just to not risk
Yeah.
that much. But it's a big risk. But if I'm right on the trade, then it goes all the way up and fills
So
me in.
so normally, like, what's your standard sizing right now, or like, what are you trying to simulate? Your 4 contracts is what you always start off with to go in with this minis,
So on
or
these, because I'm trying to see how it's going to work when I put live money in, I'm
yeah,
trying to like not be crazy with it. Although right now 4 contracts is kind of a lot for the count size that I'm going to play with, but I've been fucking around with the other strategy, and what works the best, at least for the ones that I've been running, like the automated strategies.
yeah,
Funny enough, is your stop loss is a 2 to 1. So if you're going to try and get 10 points, your stop has to be 20 points.
Okay.
And the reason why is it all depends on where you're entering, like when you're entering the trade. But back testing it, what worked the best for the back test was having a larger stop loss. You'll get more consecutive wins because it won't run down and stop you out and then turn around and make the trade happen. So when I left a bigger stop loss, it usually wouldn't stop me out. It'll come back down and then it'll come back without stopping me out and then make it a winning trade. So I found that the bigger the stop loss, versus your take profit, it works better over the long run. It's just that when you do get stopped out, you take a big hit because every time you're wrong, like it's 2 to 1. So you kind of get fucked on that.
Yeah, but you're right you're right 3-4 times, and then you lose 2 to 1. You're still up some.
Exactly. That's why it's been a pretty consecutive strategy. I'm still messing around with testing it and back testing it and shit, seeing what like the contract size, how much risk I want to put on, what the entry is, because it's a very simple strategy. It's just using RSI and MACD, like super simple rule set.
Yeah.
But it worked. Like it was really good.
And I forgot. Just to refresh my memory, because I haven't traded futures like in 2 or 3 years. I kind of forgot. So each contract, like how much risk? Let's just say, yeah, I know you're trying to simulate it like a real account. Let's just say I want to start my account right now, or simulation. But simulate like, what are you trying to simulate? Like a startup account of $500, $1,000. What do you think?
So, if you're trading e-minis, right?
Yeah.
Like just think of them as 10 to 1, right? Like so, e-minis are 1, and then micro e-minis are 10 less, like 10 times less.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's micro. I called it e-mini earlier. It's a micro. That's right.
Yeah. So this one tick right here, right? Like from 5076 to 5077, that move right there is 1 full point, which means for one contract it's $5.
Got it.
For one contract, you'll make $5 on that 1 point. If you're doing e-minis, not micro, but e-minis, that one move is $50.
Yeah.
So it's 10 times more.
So you're not too bad with the 4 contracts right now.
No, I mean for each one, it's $5 difference. $5 risk for each point. Times 4 is $20 per point.
Yeah. You see how it says 7 there? That means you're up 7 points.
Yes. So imagine $5 times 7 times 4 contracts.
Got it. So what do you? Oh yeah, you have
$140.
Got it.
On this move from where I bought right here to here, I'm up $140 for 4 contracts. If this was 4 e-mini contracts, that would be 1,400.
Yeah.
So that would be times 10. So it would be 1,450.
Yeah. And you like to trade like when the market opens at the end of the day, right? Not during the morning.
Yeah, I don't like this type of shit right here. This shit, like during the day, like these big.
That was a close, right? That was a close.
There was a close right here. So I think this was the open. Yeah, this is the open right here, and it just dumped, and then it fucking rallied, and then it just dumped again. So this type of shit, it's too much. Like it'll stop you out no matter what. And I hate these because your stop loss has to be so fucking far away from any kind of move, unless you get like a super awesome entry. Your stop has to be so far away that it doesn't make it worth the while. Like you're gonna get stressed out and you're gonna get faded. So these things just blow you out. But when the market moves like this back here, it's like a slow mover, right? Like you can see this little candle kind of went above the previous ones to get the stops, and then it reversed completely. So this, like, if you have a position back here on this green candle and you have your stop loss like 5 points up, this candle never hit it. Like it never got close, even on a pullback. But then from there, if you're shorting, you're getting this whole move, and it never even got close to where you entered. So this is like an easy.
And there's no big wicks. There's no craziness of like.
Yeah, it didn't do this. It didn't go whip down, whip up, whip down again. Like this is just everybody's getting stopped out right here. Like
You're getting mangled.
if you're doing a position right here to short, this one's going to stop you out. And if it didn't, it came down here, boom, it came back here and it stopped you out again. Even if you got lucky on this entry, it came and stopped you out here. Unless your stop was above this. So you got to have more risk up here. But these, when the market is slower, it's easier to time, it's easier to enter. You don't get stressed on these moves. Like even on these pullbacks, they're softer. They're like, they don't even come close to where you entered. So you're not worried about it. You can just let it go. Same thing here.
You basically just put your trade on and you just go eat and go do your thing and just let the stop losses and take profits do the work.
Yeah. And so like when this one, if this one works out in the next couple of hours, let's say, you know, it pulls back around here somewhere and then it comes up to this area, I can easily just take the profit there, move my stop to break even or like profit in this area. So no matter at that point, no matter what happens, even if it comes down and stops me, I take profit. So I'm getting profit no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it right here because it can just reverse real quick. Right? This is the low of the low. So I would basically not put it anywhere higher than this one right now until this makes a move.
So when you're trading, like perfect example, like right now, the market just opened what, like 2 hours ago or something like that, or 3 hours. You stay up until what time to trade, or are you just looking for one successful trade, or one loss or one win, and then call it a day, or you're just trading? You're gonna stay here until the middle of the night and just. Or what do you think you're doing for risk or management, or what do you?
For right now, because I'm just trading a sim account and I'm just looking at it, kind of see how it moves. I leave the risk on. I don't worry about it. I just whatever. If it comes to and stops me out, it stops me out. If this was live money, I would probably be taking profit right now because it's almost 6 o'clock, so it's 5:55. I suspect at between 6 and 6:30, this is going to start moving quite a bit. So it'll start
Europe or something. Or Asia, or what is it?
I think it's Asia. I'm not sure, but I know that from between 6 and 6:30, this thing starts moving more. So it can very easily come down, make a big move down. Again, they're coming to take stops. I know the move is going to be up. Like the move ultimately is going to be towards up here. But once those markets open, they come and grab stops. So this can easily come down here real quick and then jump back. Those moves are the ones you got to expect. And if it dumps, oh well, you're fucking wrong on the move. But I'm looking at it as, so if you're looking at it from this perspective, let me show you. So I have this happening, but I have come on, maybe I can't draw the line here. Might not let me draw it. So anyway, if you can take a look from this low, which is this candle right here, to this low is higher. So there's the divergence forming here on the RSI, and this is lower low. So I suspect this is going to be a pullback move coming to around this area below the 100-day moving average. Like it'll come back to this area first and then pull back down. But by that time, it'll probably be tomorrow morning or something, like a follow-up. So let me show you the dailies. This is a little fucked up because my trade gets in the way, but so on the dailies, this was today and it's pulling back. It's just starting to come back. I'm figuring to this area up here. So look at where my take profits are relative to where I think it'll pull back in the next day or two, right? So it'll probably pull back to somewhere in this area and then continue dumping. So I'm just trading this pullback on the dailies. But
go back to the dailies. I have a quick question. What do you think your overall?
I don't know what the hell that.
What is your overall take once it rallies back up to those moving averages? Do you think it breaks out and goes up, or it's going to get rejected and then you're going to go bearish, or
so what? You can't see it real well on this one. I'm going to bring up Thinkorswim. Yeah. Can you see Thinkorswim?
Yeah, we can see it.
So I'm gonna go to the dailies on this one because I can kind of show you better. So dailies right now, market dumped the last few days. It's bouncing back right now. So it dumped today, It's kind of creeping back. I suspect it'll hit these averages. You see how they're getting close. I
Yeah.
suspect it'll bounce to here and then continue dumping for a lower than this. How do I know, or why do I think that? The RSI down here, it made a new
Yeah.
low on this candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
This will probably pull back somewhere into this area, then dump again next few days, making the RSI come to a run right here, right around where my button is.
Yeah.
That's going to be a higher low on the RSI, but a lower low on price. That happens, then it shoots up.
Yeah. I see. I see that you're waiting. You're just waiting for confirmation. Like if it does that, then it's gonna shoot up. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, then it's probably gonna continue to dump.
And you can see the MACD is starting to turn, like it's starting to get closer to like moving this way up.
To me, the MACD looks like this thing's gonna explode to the way to the upside.
Exactly.
It's
And
turning.
that's what everybody is looking for, and everybody's going to get long when this crosses. Everybody goes long because they're going to see this move up. That's the trap, right? Once it
Yeah.
happens, it'll come up to around right here and then full go back down, bringing this down, dumping, and then everybody gets smoked on that move, not waiting for the lower low here, a higher low here. That's going to be the signal where this starts going up.
Yeah.
This will fool you. This makes everybody enter too soon, and the MACD is going to fool you into entering too soon, thinking it's going to go up. That's where you get smoked because everybody gets trapped right there. Then they make a new lower low, smoking everybody, and then the real up move happens.
Not only that, like even if they don't get smoked or whatever the case is, this is the dailies. Like that move could take a long time. Like it could happen in another month for it to go up. You know what I mean? It could take a month or two for that MACD to turn.
I think it'll take about. This will probably be towards the end of the week. Like this move right here will be towards the end of the
Yeah.
week. Next week it'll probably do this dump right here.
Yeah.
So next week it'll probably dump, probably because tech earnings or whatever. So it'll dump here. That's when everybody gets, oh, everything's going to hell. No, that's when you're going to get the signal that this is going to reverse, and then boom, right back up.
Yeah.
So it'll probably take a couple of weeks. And this line
see.
is previous high, previous resistance area. So it can easily come down to this area, but it'll do the same
Yeah.
thing. It'll have a higher low here. That's where you go take a long position on everything.
What is your overall like sentiment for I guess maybe for the year, like based on everything that they're talking about and rate cuts and not rate cuts and war and all this. What do you think happens this year? Like,
Well,
are we gonna dump this year, or are we gonna stay steady, or we're gonna rally up?
I'll tell you, right now it's choppy. It's like up and down. This is weeklies, right? So I'm looking at weeklies on the ES.
Yeah.
I suspect this will be down to around here somewhere and then bounce. That'll bring RSI back up to around this area. This is the high before, right? Previous high here. RSI was high here. MACD already crossed, so everybody's short. It should go down a little further, then bounce, moving RSI right back up to this area. That is going to be probably higher than this. So it'll probably move up to around this area on price,
Yeah.
and then dump for real, like a real dump. But
Does-
this will
does
tell
this-
you.
Did this like bigger time frame? Because I know when trading futures, the bigger time frame doesn't matter as much. It gives you guidance,
Yeah.
right? To like, are you feeling bearish? Are you feeling bullish for your overall direction? But do you pay attention a lot to this when you're doing your trades, like your 15 minutes
No.
chart, 5-minute chart?
No,
This is irrelevant, right? It's
I
day
don't
to
even
day.
watch this. No, all I watch, the highest time frame I watch on futures, because it's an intraday trade, like it's within
Yes.
the day. The highest one I watch is the 1 hour,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
right now, like the hourly is trending up. There's a moving average up here, so this could be potential resistance on the upside. So I just note like what number that is. It doesn't mean it has to get there or it has to get there right now, but the trend is right now up. Everything's kind of showing me that it's going to go up. You have a low here on RSI on the hourly. You have a
Yeah.
higher low here, but a lower low here on the price. So this is telling me on the hourlies it's going to have an uptrend, or can have an uptrend. It's not
Yeah.
guaranteed. This could actually, make a lower low. This can go lower, but
Yeah.
all in all, this is telling me that something is setting up to go high, like to go on the long side. This
Yeah.
setup. As long as this just continues up here, there could be a dump later. But on the hourlies, it's just telling me the trend right now. So this is about as high as I go. From here, I look at the actual trade on the 15-minute to look for
Yeah.
the setup, like right here, just to look for setup. And then to execute the trade, I go on the 5-minute.
Got it.
This is the one that's like, this is where you enter from the 5-minute.
Yeah.
And then on this one, it's basically saying the same shit. It's crossing the moving average, 21
what
period
moving average? I was gonna say, yeah. What moving averages are those? Do you like the ones you have right here? That like cobalt blue and like cyan. Do you like these moving averages, or the ones you have on NinjaTrader?
I like these because they just show me, like, this is a very fast one. This is a see, that's a 21, and the other one is a 50. So a 21 and a 50. This is the 50.
This is just simple or exponential moving average.
Simple.
Simple ones, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, all I'm looking for is just like, cross above, big move, cross below, down move, cross above, yeah, lingered, cross below,
Yeah.
big down move. But notice how far, when it gets really far away from this one, the fast one, it
Yeah.
tends to come back to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's lingering around it right now. I suspect it will either dump quick or go up quick, especially because it's crossing now. So it shouldn't make a move higher and then come back to it up here somewhere.
Yeah.
And that would, that big move up and then a pullback would make sense if you're looking at the 15-minute, saying, okay, there's going to be a big move up to around this moving average and then pull back. Yeah, that would make sense.
I see. So
And again, here on the 15-minute, you see lower high here. Sorry, lower low here.
lower low, yeah,
Yeah,
low
and then
and lower low.
a lower high right here.
You see right here now in this chart that you're because you actually have it drawn out, you could really see here the difference in the divergence. You
Yeah,
can really see what you were trying to point out earlier. You can really see it here.
and this indicator right here is so fucking difficult. Like, I had a really hard time finding an indicator for this. Very
Yeah.
hard to find an indicator.
Is that
for
something?
this.
Is that something you're plotting, or it's an actual indicator?
It's an indicator, but I had to
Nice.
find the code for it to start plotting it. It's not perfect. It's, like, you can see this one is
Yeah.
a lower low, but it still plots something. But it does give you some indication of divergences.
I played with like I know what you're talking about. I played with like Pine Script, I think it is,
Yeah,
with
yeah, Pine Script.
and Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And I did do a indicator. It wasn't perfect, exactly what you're saying, but like you know how to read it, so
Yeah.
you know, like at least it just helps you to instantly like visualize what it is. You know, you can see, you know what it it's your parameters.
Yeah.
You know what to look for.
Yeah, once you know what you're looking for, like, it just helps you visualize it and then quickly view, like, okay, higher high, lower low, indication. Now, what I'm trying to mess around with is trying to get this to trigger a trade in NinjaTrader, like to get us,
A buy order.
yeah, but I can't get this indicator here to work on NinjaTrader to set it up. So I'm currently looking for that. I know that there's people that sell one, and
Yeah.
they're expensive, so I don't want to buy it. I want to try and figure out how to do it, but it's very
Yeah.
difficult to get it done on NinjaTrader because I can't find anywhere there's any script or anything to get that indicator to show here. But once I can get it, that would be a trigger. Like, this would be part of the parameters of a strategy to trigger a buy on this. Not only this, but this along with something else to trigger a
Yeah.
buy on this candle to then get into a long position, and vice versa. Trigger a short.
Yeah, yeah.
But as you can
For
see,
sure.
it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock started. This is starting to move down as expected. It'll probably
Yeah.
make a move to, like, as you can see, like, this has been gently moving up. This will probably make a aggressive move down and then reverse to go up. We'll see
Yeah.
how that works. If I'm right or not.
So let's just say, that this within the next hour, you sell 3 of your contracts here at your 15.99 strike.
Oof, yeah. That'd be wonderful.
are you done for the day, or do you? Let's say you did it pretty fast. Let's just say it gets parabolic right now, or there's a huge wick that closes this position. Are you done for the day, or are you going to stay looking at it and for the rest of the night, or what do you think?
No, that I think once you get a move like that, like you're kind of done. Like if you keep looking for other ones, you're just gonna get smoked. You're gonna get chopped up.
Yeah.
Once the move happens, because again, it's all based on the 15-minute chart, right? It's all based on this move
Yeah.
happening on the 15-minute. That's the one I want to catch. From there, like it'll pull back or keep going. I don't know. But there's no trigger. Like there's nothing else that I can see the trigger until it goes up here and then it triggers like a sell. But that probably won't be today. It'll probably be sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true because you see the indicators turning,
Yeah.
and you know that the move's supposed to happen, and if it didn't happen, you know that it didn't work.
Yeah.
So it's basically like dead, waiting, hours again before something else sets up.
And it sucks because you can kind of see like on the lower time frame there's going to be another move setting up. You can see it and you can probably take it too, but
Yeah, and then
this is
you're gonna play the chop fest, or who
yeah,
knows what you're.
you're going to get chopped up back and forth because on the higher time frame like the 15-minute it's not set up anymore. It's like now it's just going to be chop like this or chop like this. It's just
Yeah,
going to be doing this type of shit on the RSI, so there's nothing set up there. But even here like you can see like there's a lower high right here, and up here it's just kind of like a level. So
yeah,
this is kind of telling you there was going to be a dump, which there was, and obviously in hindsight you can see all that shit. But
yeah.
in the
When it's
moment when you're
forming,
actually trading,
yeah,
like, do you really want to take this trade? It's not overbought, it's not oversold. Like, do you really want to take it from up here? You can, but that's at the open of the morning. Like, this is in the open, and
yeah,
if your stops, like, this could very easily have come to way up here, stopped everybody out, and then dumped. I don't
yeah.
want to take that. Not with
And these are
a small little account.
and those are big moves, even though it doesn't seem that big.
Oh, they're huge. Yeah, yeah. For when
Those
you're
are huge. When you're trading futures, you'll get blown out quick.
yeah. I mean, this wick is what 51.20, let's say, to 51.24. That's a
Yeah,
4-point move. So
yeah,
that's
in like
16
minutes.
ticks,
Yeah,
and that's just this move right here. Like if you have a 5-point stop loss and you got somewhere in here like started, you're gonna
yeah,
get stopped out. If this just goes a little bit higher, you're gonna get stopped out
yeah.
because that's
And you
just
could
gonna
have been
block
right.
out.
Yeah, you could have been right, and then you would just saw that your potential gains diminish.
Yeah.
Because you got stopped out.
And
Exactly.
here, like, I don't know if you can see, but like, this is my
Yeah,
entry right here, and then there's this low right here on the 5-minute, and
yeah,
people are gonna basically put their stop somewhere in here,
yeah.
right? Like right down here. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Um, yeah, I got to move it down. But my point is, they're gonna put their stop right here. When this shoots down, it's gonna stop everybody out, and you're basically
Yeah,
gonna lose the trade, and then it's gonna go up the way you wanted, but you didn't leave any room because on these, like, they have to come and get stops. The way the
yeah,
market is they have to come down here to get all the stops because the stops are uh, sell orders,
yeah,
right? And anyone short down here, they're going to put in a short like a sell. They're going to fill all that, but then when they come back here, all those shorts have to turn around into buys. So to get out of their
hmm
short position, they have to buy, which means once it reverses, all those buy orders come in because stop losses get hit, and it makes
and
it
that's when,
short run, short squeeze.
yeah,
But they first have to come get all these, sucker everybody into the short, and then run.
yeah. So right now it looks like it's kind of cooling off. This is 5 minutes, so it'll probably be like another like 30 minutes or an hour before it like comes down and potentially runs up again, right? What
Yeah.
do you think?
And if you're trading it based on the 15, you can see this candle is already, it's made a lower low than this one.
Yeah,
So it's already broken the low. It hasn't closed yet, so we'll see when it closes. But if it does, it'll probably close, come down here, fool everybody into shorting, and then reverse. At least that's
yeah,
what I've seen a lot of times is they'll fool everyone into the short. It can keep going. Like the lowest low is down here. It can
yeah,
do that, but then it reverses and keeps going.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, this one right here, right? You had a big short. This candle closed below the previous low. It went a little lower. So did this one. So did this one. And then boom, reverse. And everybody who had their stops above this candle got blown out right here, right? This
And
candle
then it
blew
went.
all their stops, and then
Hmm.
it went down.
Yeah, and then you just see your potential gains, gone because you got
Exactly.
stopped down.
Like you were right here when this candle, like you put your stop up here, and you were right for a little bit, and then it reversed, took your stop out, blew everyone out, and then it had a real down move.
Yeah,
And these are the ones that you got to worry about is these reversals that happen quick. Same thing here. This one fooled everyone. Oh, it's going to go up. Boom, lower low. Okay, I'm safe, right? You put your stop right below this. This candle took it out, and then it
yeah.
reversed.
That's how they like doing it, man. It's all I know it all too well.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you have to try. Obviously, nobody gets it perfect, and you never know how far down they're going to go get
Yeah,
stops and shit. So they can easily come and get my stop. That's no problem for them. But you never know. But the thing is, you have to be on the lookout for that move. Once you see that move, right, that stop loss takeout, that's
yeah,
when you want to get in on the other side. Because it looks like if you were looking at this candle as it happened, it opened here and it went down further than this one. So you think, oh, this is just going to keep going down. Nope, completely reversed. And that's
yeah.
the move you have to wait for is that
But that
reversal.
that MACD looks pretty healthy though, like for the run up,
Yeah, but on this
the
candle,
turn.
like if say you were entering a short here on this one, MACD is still if this
I'm
candle
saying for
just
the
formed,
long.
yeah,
I'm saying for the long side, the MACD. You could see the MACD forming that it's going to turn.
yeah, right here it's getting a little closer. But until
Yeah,
this candle closes, you don't get this little reversal right here. So it could have been
yeah,
down here, it could have been far. You could have been ahead of it if you looked at it, but good luck. It could have gone a little further.
yeah,
The point is to try
yeah,
and stay away from all those stop runs that they do. Once they do them, that's when you get in.
yeah. Once you see the big wicks and the chop, you know
Mhm.
you're good. I mean, they can do it again, but at least you have some sort of safety to some degree.
Yeah. But there are positions like here, this is a moving average. It went, it did a stop run above the moving average because everybody's stop is going to be right above it. They stopped run here, they went down. They stopped run here, and then they went down. It never came back above this.
Yeah,
So if your stop was above these two, you were good on the short. But, good luck entering this one precisely. You never know
yeah,
if this stop is safe, like, will this one just go a little bit further, beat these two? So your stop has to be like up here somewhere. That's a lot of
yeah.
risk.
If not more, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But as
So
long
let's
as they
just
don't
say,
stop you out, you get a nice profit out of it.
yeah. Let's just say, okay, let's just go the opposite direction now. Let's just say that within the next hour, you get stopped out. You
Uh-huh.
took a loss. Are you going to still stay on and trade, or you're going to want to take or you're going to call it a day? Like, or let's just say you lose this position.
So here's my dumb opinion.
Yeah, or you're looking at the chart. So like, well, if it tells me that I need to stay on for longer, then I will, and I'll take a second shot, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well, it depends because let's see how that develops, right? If this dumps and it takes out my stop down here,
yeah,
looking on a 15-minute chart, right? This has to dump and my stop is way down here somewhere. This will have to make a new low, right? This is the previous low. It would have to make a new low down here.
yeah.
Now, when it does that, is this going to be a higher high than this one? So then it'll be a low, higher low. Sorry, I said higher highs. Should be a higher low. So
Yeah,
it's a low, higher low,
higher.
potentially higher low here. That would be a really good entry for a long,
Got it.
even though this is even lower, right? It looks like it's going to go dumping, but unless this breaks the previous low, right? Looking here, this is very separated.
Yeah,
Usually it wants to come back to the zero line at some point. So even
yeah,
if this goes down further, this might make a higher low. This might set up to reverse to come back. That would be an even better entry for a long. So to answer your question, if it stopped me out, if I could take another trade and that setup occurred, I'd probably take the long.
yeah, yeah. You would just wait for it, right, for the
Yeah.
setup, like for it to like develop and get exhausted. If it continues to dump and or if everything looks good, then you'll get back on.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed is like it tends to do this, right? A higher low.
Yeah,
It might do it once and then reverse. It could do it twice and then reverse. I have very rarely seen it do it four times, like here, 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 right? But there's no
Yeah.
new low here. So this is the lowest low right here. The next low here did not produce a new low in price. This one did not make a new low in price. So those don't count, right? This one and this one don't count. This is the one that counts because it's the low on price.
Yeah.
And the previous low here, the low on price was here. And he even made lower lows here with this higher low. So that was kind of a trigger. This one might have stopped you out, but this was kind of a trigger to go long. And in fact, it did. It went long.
Yeah.
So you had a lower low on price, higher low on RSI, divergence. Boom, it played out. As long as you didn't get stopped out by this candle, you were good.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it'll do it once, like higher low once, boom, take off. Then sometimes it'll do one low, another low, and then take off.
Got it.
But it's basically
Like,
setting up for that move.
yeah, kind of like a false signal. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's momentum, right? RSI is momentum, and it's
Yeah.
telling you momentum is dying to the downside. Even though price is getting lower, the momentum to the downside is dying, and eventually it just goes the other way.
Yeah. And
This-
are you only trading ES? Are you trying NQ or
You know-
or oil or anything like that?
You know what's funny
Gold.
is the strategy that I was back testing. It worked
Yeah.
good on ES. It worked better on oil.
Really?
For some reason, it just worked better on oil. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. It just followed the rules better. I had very
What was it?
few losing trades and a lot of winning trades.
Oh, it's CL, right? For
CL,
oil?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And when you back tested on NinjaTrader?
Yeah. So
And when you back-
NinjaTrader has this. Let me show you. Where is
So
it?
do you back test it for like so many days or so many weeks or so many years, or how does that work?
So you have a strategy builder and then you have strategy analyzer.
Mm.
It takes a little bit to open. Hang on.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, the strategy that I use is very, very simple. Like I created one just to test it, to familiarize myself how to test stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see when it opens because it takes a little bit.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
So this is the tester, right? And so strategy, I'm gonna do RSI MACD, back test, instrument, mini ES, price, value 1. So this is going from January. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
start from April. Go ahead.
No, okay, yeah. That's kind of like what the question, like how far can you go, or like you could basically put 1 day or whatever. Yeah, and it has a
Well,
type,
because
minute, and value.
I should do a long back test, but I only do like a couple of weeks because it's on a 5-minute timer. So I'm
Yeah,
doing
so
it
it's
on
more
a 5-minute
relevant.
chart. So, I mean, 2-3 weeks of back testing it. I mean, it's not going to be accurate, but it gives me an idea
Yeah.
of how well it runs or how well it doesn't.
Yeah, because it's a smaller time frame. That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't include commissions because I don't know how to set that up right now, but I know I should, but oh well. Um, Orders per entry 1. This one, set order quantity. I put default quantity. So 1 contract on mini ES, right?
Okay.
And so I'm going to run it. Let's see how long it takes.
Does it give you charts or it just gives you stats?
It just gives me stats. So based on the strategy that I put up there, it's going to back test that strategy. So in this case, total net profit is negative 112.
Yeah.
So I lost 112 in total. So number of trades, 43 in total. So there's long trades, there's short trades.
Got it.
Winning trades, 14 out of 18, 3 out of 8 on this one. So in that sequence, it did not do well, right?
Yeah.
So take a look and do a 2-week time period. It changes how well it does during that period of time. And then you can mess with the settings of your stop loss. So in this case, yeah, so 50. Took 28 trades total. Still not doing well.
Yeah.
I
So
think
you
I
got to
have
play
this-
with it.
Yeah, so then you mess around with the stop losses on the strategy, put a higher stop loss than you do a take profit, it ends up coming out better. I don't think I have messed with it. I don't think when this one worked. I'll try it, but I don't think it worked before. Yeah.
Yeah, but regardless, yeah.
Yeah, but you get an
That's
idea.
pretty cool.
So
Yeah,
the strategy,
exactly.
like I would basically increase the stop loss on it and back test to see how well it did to get total net profit doing better. And if you want, I can do
It's
that right
about the
now.
same.
I can take a look. I think I have it set to a 1-to-1 or something.
Do you have an account right now? Oh, you said that you're not going to try to get funded, right? You're going to just do real money.
Yeah.
What is that? The proprietary account?
Yeah, because on real money, like you can, when you're doing micro e-minis,
Yeah.
you can start that. Like the minimum that you have to have in the account is $50 at all times. Like you have to have $50. So you can't, once you go below $50, you can't trade.
Yeah.
So say you put $200, you have $150 in margin, like, so you can trade, not
Yeah.
lose 150. But you can do one contract and risk like $20 at a time to see how well that strategy works.
Yeah.
Doing micros,
Yeah.
you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're also not going to lose a lot of money, unless your
You
strategy
said
is
it.
hard.
Unless you're trying really, really hard to lose that money. But I was
Yeah.
going to say, each ticket's $5, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
see, okay, so this strategy right now has a 10 and 10, so it's 1-to-1.
Got
So
it.
now I'm going to change my stop loss on both. This is for a long, this is for a short. I'm going to put my stop loss at 20 ticks, right? So that's going to be four
Yeah.
points.
4 points.
Oh, sorry, 5 points.
5. Yeah. It's 4 ticks and a point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to put it at 20. So now my take profit is 10 points or 10 ticks. My stop loss is 20. Now let's see how that ends up turning out on the strategy I just ran.
Yeah. And you know how you're creating this strategy? You could run this strategy for it to buy and sell for you, exactly as this.
Yeah. So it has the parameters that I put on the strategy. Like I would go through doing a new one, but it takes a little time.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's fine.
when you're actually creating it, you're setting parameters like if this happens, then put in a buy order. And then you put
Yeah.
your stop loss and your take profit for that order. And then if something else happens, then put in a sell order. So you're shorting.
Yeah.
So again, we're going to go to April 1st. High price, this strategy. And then default quantity 1. God damn it. Okay. Now we're going to run that one. Oh, instrument, duh. Mini ES. So now that I
Not
set
bad.
the stop loss to 20 instead of 10, it's not a 1-to-1. Now it's a 2-to-1
Yeah.
risk. Oh,
Took a
sucking.
big L. Yeah.
But you can see like this one lost, but this one actually had more winning trades. So the longs had more winners. The shorts lost more than they won.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So I had
winning versus losing. Got it.
16 winning trades, 14 losing trades. Average
then the
winning trade, 1250.
Yeah, but the losers also are much bigger. So yeah, that was not good.
So that bones you, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that was from 4-1. Let's go 2 weeks. But you can see how it does affect like the winning trades versus losing trades. So you mess with your risk versus your reward. This one's basically 50-50. So still had more winners. My shorts are losers.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have any of the shorts, my winners would have made profit.
Yeah. It's and that was
More or
kind of
less.
similar, I think, on the other test back. I think going long right now is performing better.
Yeah, but see, now I'm gonna go to March 1st. Give it more times to do it. Let's see how well that works.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, you gotta just test maybe 2 weeks back because what it did last month completely different. Like it is gonna give you maybe the shorts did better. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. It depends.
Yeah. You've been following the Fed talk and all this lately,
Yeah,
but what do you think? What do you think they're going for the soft landing? I think they're trying to do the soft landing.
I think the Fed is
They
fucked. Fed is
yeah.
fucked.
Well, regardless, yeah.
So
You see
here,
all
12 and 12, so break even. This one had
yeah
more winning trades than losing trades. This one, 50 something percent.
yeah. That's pretty good.
It's not
I
bad.
think except for the risk reward because you're losing more, but the
Exactly.
win rate, yeah,
But again, like this is determined how often the strategy that I'm using is winning, right? Not looking at the risk reward. But
yeah,
54%, it's basically, 50%, but I'm losing 2 to 1. So on a 1 to 1, it should be better, maybe a better result.
yeah,
But this is where you mess around with the strategy. And like I said, it's a simple strategy, just MACD, RSI, simple shit.
yeah,
Nothing complicated, not a lot of, rule sets to enter or get out of the trade. But just doing that, like it gives you an idea how it impacts the profit and loss.
yeah.
There was one set, I forget what it was that I was doing. I was getting percent profitable, like I think it was in the 80%, 79 to 80%.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was decent, like profit. It
Yeah.
wasn't bad, like it wasn't, millions of dollars or anything, but it was decent profit consistently.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that is working that you could automate with, just putting so much at risk that is not gonna, give you a heart attack, just let it go, let it
So
run.
so that's that, right? Profit, loss, gross loss 1,000, net profit minus 400. Now we'll do it on oil.
Here's another thing, though. Even though you're running this,
Hmm.
here's another thing. You're running this at all times, right? It's backtesting at all times. But if you
Usually
avoid those,
when the futures are open, you can set
yeah,
a
that's what
time
I'm saying.
frame.
Because I'm saying you're avoiding those volatile opens and closes, so it could be a different result. Assuming you avoid those volatile peaks throughout the days.
Yeah, but it's just back testing on every possible occurrence that trade could have been taken.
Yeah,
It's looking at all of them. And you can see here, like on oil, the
but
same test, right? Same parameters, same shit. I lost
yeah,
$47. I still took 82 trades. That's a lot. I have a 64% win rate on the
yeah,
trades. I still
that's
had
a
a loss, but it
fantastic.
wasn't very big.
Yeah,
But it just worked better on oil. Like oil was more predictable on that
yeah,
simple trade. You know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe you need to do like a one-to-one loss like that. If you do, have a higher win rate, at least if it's 1-to-1 or less than 1-to-1, you know. But yeah,
Let's take a look.
you'll be here. You could be here for hours, for days, for sure. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's what I've been doing is just messing with, again, it's a simple strategy. I don't make it really complicated, or I'm really only testing like a simple strategy with simple, risk reward,
Per,
one to
yeah.
one now. And we'll do it 1 to 1 and see how well it performs on oil.
Oh, good luck. Yeah.
Who knows?
You can
Maybe it'll be better.
yeah, right. You can get smacked around.
Yeah. Like
You
they
can
said,
get.
oil traders are fucking sadomasochists.
Oh man, those guys. Everybody feels bad for those guys.
Yeah.
Except for the successful ones. They're like, I don't know what you guys talking about.
Yeah. It's like, what are you guys talking about? This is awesome.
The best thing ever.
And
The
again,
few
going back.
times I traded it, I mean, I must have had some successful runs with it, but overall, my experience was a loss and got mangled, man. It's just brutal.
Hmm.
Just straight up brutal, man. No mercy on the oil.
What happened? Oh, wrong strategy. Yeah. Oil, like if you don't know how to read it, it's going to mangle your ass. Mangle your ass. But I honestly, I've been seeing it move, and I've been seeing how these things move, and it's like The real trick is to time the stop runs. Like if you can time the stop runs, see those coming and kind of get in afterward. Okay, so same
Whoa.
strategy, same shit, right?
Yeah.
Lower success rate, 52%, but I have more profit.
Yeah.
I actually have
Exactly.
higher profit
Hey, you're right. Yeah, oil
on a
is
one to
actually
one,
comes up.
on a one to one, risk reward. It's
Yeah.
like the success rate was less. I have basically break even, winners and losers, but come out with a profit,
Yeah. And in
which is
this
not bad.
case, the short trades, super outperform.
Yeah,
Uh, the short trades were way better than your long trades in this instance for oil. Yeah.
yeah, 15 out of 10 as opposed to 31, 32. But again, like think of it, I'm using a very, very simple strategy, equally, same rules for the long, same rules for the short. Nothing,
Yeah.
intricate about like it. Basically, it's only if the RSI is below 30 and it comes up above 30, that's one rule set. If it goes
Mm.
from below 30, it starts below 30 and it goes above 30, that's one of the triggers. There's another trigger in there. I forget what it was, but I think it was the MACD. But my point is like it's very simple. There's not a
Yeah.
lot to
Yeah.
it. There's not a lot of like if this happens, then do this. Like none of that shit. It's one contract. And here we can do like 5 contracts if I was to do an order for 5 contracts.
Yeah.
Not like for instance this type of strategy where I'm going to put three. Like say I'm
And
going
then
to
a
make a
runner.
strategy. I'm going to put like
Yeah.
a 1 to 1, right? But for 4 contracts, and then
Yeah.
3, and then leave one runner really high in case there is a run, right? If it triggers the 3 and those sell, it'll basically let the runner go with a stop loss at break even or a little bit above break even. That would just be extra profit on every single one of those trades. But
Yeah.
I haven't set that one up. Point being, if okay, so I went 5 contracts, you're going to get a better result, obviously.
Well, it'll be the same because it's the same parameters, right? It just would be more money.
Right.
Nice.
But really, what I
Let's
was
see.
doing this for was thinking, okay, say I have a $200 contract or a $200 account, $500 account, um, and I want to set up some type of strategy. What is
That's what I'm
my
about.
what is my
Yeah.
max drawdown right here? Like here, max drawdown 250.
Yeah.
440 would be on the long side. So I wouldn't be able to risk 5 contracts because that's going to blow my account on
Yeah.
just using the strategy. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
So if I went to let's say
So
3 contracts, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that means like you would have to be trading less contracts.
Right, because I don't want to have a trade that's going to blow my account. If one bad trade occurs,
Yeah.
and because they're consecutive, like consecutive bad trades, you don't want that to just blow up your account for no reason. So you want to go as small as you can, but high enough to still make a profit.
Yeah.
And again, it's automated, so you're not sitting there watching the screen. You're basically going to run this as an automated trading. Like here, I
I
made
like the
153.
automation. I like the automation. I tried bots before on crypto and stuff. Pretty good stuff, but I should have. I mean, I cashed out my money. I should have left some of these bots running. I regret it, but
Right.
and actually, I'm thinking of opening up some bots for sure too.
So in this back test, we have a max drawdown of 264 because we have max consecutive losses or losers, 5 out of whatever, 5 consecutive
Yeah,
losers, max drawdown 264. But even even within all that, you still have 153 profit in total.
yeah,
And if we just go back, say till April, let's see how that works. I like the tools. Like I said, I'm not saying they're 100% guaranteed or anything. It's a fine tuning. Like you can come here and fine tune shit. So as of April,
exactly.
it would have lost a little bit.
Because like if you're not backtesting or analyzing your strategy, what are you doing? You're going like paper and pen by hand, going to charts to see if you would have like nailed some, like
Yeah,
or actually put the trades on live to see how long it takes for you to even know what kind of results you're gonna get. It's like
right.
this definitely it shows you obviously like it's going to give you information about the potential returns and give you guidance of like, hey, this strategy and the drawdowns according to the amount of money I want to put is pretty decent, I can probably run it for a few weeks or months. It
Right.
gives you some good guidance.
And if you're just doing it to test, like I'm not, I just learned this. I'm not a professional, or I do not have a lot of experience with any of this.
Yeah.
Um, I just learned how to do like the back testing, set up a simple strategy, but it's giving me an idea of like, okay, what kind of rule sets can I put on this? What kind of like, average time frame for the trades, um, for that type of trading. Eventually, what I want to do is set up this type of like an intricate rule set for
Yeah.
entries, for exits, to have a runner. You set up those types of strategies, and then you start testing them to see how well they do. And
Runner or running stop on your runner,
mhm.
like keep
And
it
then you
going.
start seeing how well they perform over time. Back testing a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, whatever, and you can start seeing how well they perform on average to give you more confidence to say, okay, well, say I have a $500 account, I can just automate that account and see how it runs. Obviously, anything can happen in the market. It could, crazy shit can happen. But
Yeah.
um, if you have enough information as far as your trades that you have a lot of successful trades that make profit, you have more confidence to run it automatically as opposed to just sitting there and just watching the screen all day for one good trade, which is fine
Yeah.
too. You can do that as well. But like right now, this thing is just trading sideways. I've been in it for like since back here somewhere, and
Yeah.
it's sideways trading. Yeah, it's profitable, but I'm really just waiting for the one move to happen. Whereas I
Yeah.
could just leave it alone and then see what happens.
For sure. For sure. It's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
let me see the simulation stats, like how much you're winning and all that.
Oh,
Your P&L, or when did you start this account, this simulation one? Yeah, this one.
about maybe 4 or 5 days ago or something like that. Maybe a week at the
It's,
longest.
and total P&L $332. So you're up.
Yeah. Um, I
Which
just
one is a?
because it's like a simulation account. I've been messing around just doing different trades and shit. Like
Yeah.
this trade, the gross realized, because it's
Yeah.
2400, is I left the trade overnight,
Yeah.
like from when I went to sleep till the morning. So I just kind of let the stop go and let the profits do their own shit.
Yeah.
So then you get a nice big ass profit, but uh, it's a simulation account. I wouldn't do that with real money, but
Got it. So what is your actual profit right now on this account? Which one is it? Gross realized or total P&L?
so the account's of $50,000.
Yeah.
So I think profit total is like 339 in total.
So it's going to be the last figure on the total P&L. The 312 is that's what it's going to be then.
Yeah, because
Something like that.
for the last like 3 or 4 days or something, I just been like taking trades at random, different things,
Yeah.
testing out different things. So the P&L kind of sucks on it, but
Yeah.
um, I'm just doing it to back test and to test different strategies. I don't really care if it wins or loses. I'm just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I like it.
But yeah, it's really good,
Uh,
dude. And again, if this works, like this type of automated trading, you can easily, once you get it to work, like once you get a strategy that works decently, you can apply that to, funding accounts and have the strategy just run on unfunded accounts and just get funded.
yeah. Or just cash accounts. I mean, you don't have to worry about reloading or stuff. I mean, well, obviously cash accounts too. I
Hmm.
mean, but you have more like risk control, or don't have to worry about giving your money away.
Right,
Because in essence, anyways, you're giving them money to run a simulated account, so you
right.
might as well run the real money. But again, you get leverage. All
Yeah.
these pros and cons.
Hmm.
But I
And
think I prefer this. I never did it this way, like the way you're approaching it, where like just put like fucking $500, $300, and
here's the thing,
just
and it's
trade
like you focus, like I would focus a lot on, you know, it's not going to
home
make a lot
runs.
of money because it's one micro contract.
Exactly,
But
exactly
it
that.
depends on what trades you're taking. If you're just scalping 1 point, 2 points, which do people do successfully trade, scalps 1 point, 2 points. That's like, you know, this bar right here is already almost 2 points. So
Yeah,
1 point scalp right here on a e mini is $50. If you have 4 contracts, that's $200. So you made $200 on that little move.
Yep.
Now that's wonderful, but if you get stopped out, then you're losing a shitload. But
Yeah.
if you get a trade like the ones that I'm looking at, as far as this type of thing, right? It's getting ready to make a move. As long as I'm not stopped out, that move could be very big, because that's what you're hunting, is the big move. On a
Yeah.
micro contract, just one contract, yeah, it's $5 a point, but if it moves up 100 points,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It moves up 100 points, you're fucking $500.
yeah, that's a wonderful catch. Like, even if it goes up 50 points, okay, $250 on a freaking $200 account, you're 100% in one move, and
And
you're
the other thing
risking
too.
very little if you get in, in a precise area that it doesn't run your stops.
And the last time when we were trying to get funded, when I was trying to get funded, that's another thing. Like swing trading was kind of, I forgot what the rules were. It was kind of finicky. You can't leave trades overnight and all this baloney. Like I
Yeah,
don't know about now. I don't know about now. I don't even know what the rules are now. But
same thing.
if you have like your own cash account, you have your own account. Like you can swing trade for and swing for the fences.
You can, but I wouldn't, because they charge you interest overnight, like from
uh,
2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So when it closes at 2 and then it opens at 3, that's technically
yeah,
considered the next day. If you want to keep
got
a
it.
position open, then they charge you like an interest from one day to another. So I wouldn't do that,
But
because
you could
I
run it practically almost. Then you can swing trade maybe for like 20 hours,
yeah. So
something like
like
that.
at 3 o'clock when it opens, technically, like this trade that I have on right now, I
You can
opened
leave
it
it on
here
until
at three
tomorrow.
o'clock.
Yeah,
This can stay open till tomorrow at 2 p.m. and it's
got it.
technically still the same day. So this move can happen between now and 2 o'clock tomorrow, and technically it's still the same intraday trade.
Yeah,
And so
hell yeah.
I am trying to focus more on catching one, you know, decent sized move with a small account, as opposed to just scalping a bunch of small ones.
Yeah, I like that approach. That was kind of more the way I was trading when I was trading futures before. I wasn't trying to scalp little points because it could be like this vicious cycle, right? Where like you're scalping 1 point, you're scalping 1 point, you're scalping 1 point,
Right.
and then you're losing 1 point, you're losing 1 point, and then like you wasted all this time and energy,
And
and you're
commission.
like and commissions, and you're like I'm absolutely nowhere.
Right. So I'm hunting down, like, what are the triggers for a big move to occur? Like, for instance, back here, right? This move right here started, and I'll just say from the bottom of the candle. So 50.84 to 115. So it's 15, like 30, 40 points roughly here in this
Yeah,
move. If you caught it, you might have risked 10, 15 points to the downside, but caught a 30, 40 point move up, which is wonderful if you catch that.
yeah,
Even with one contract, you're good. Like,
absolutely.
that's wonderful. And it was set up, same thing on the downside, right? If you caught this down move along with the upside move, that's 40, 60, 80 points that you catch inside the one day. But you have to look for the triggers, like this lower high here to trigger the down, higher low here to trigger the up. That's 2 moves that you can have caught in one day, 2 trades. And as long as you didn't get stopped out right here, you would have been profitable. Even if you did get stopped out and you still had the balls to re-enter, like, you still would have made a good chunk of profit there.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
just 2 trades in one day, which would have been very profitable. Not sitting there scalping back and forth, 3 or 4 or 5, 10 trades.
Nah, nah. I think that's craziness. I mean, if you're gonna be scalping like that, you need to be an algo trader, and you better just automate that. I mean, to
Which is
sit down
fine.
to be,
Overall,
which
you
is
can
fine.
still make
Yeah,
money.
exactly. But I'm saying if you're gonna be sitting at the computer scalping 1 point, like you need to do some automation. 'Cause
Yeah, I just don't
it's
like it if you run into like 4 or 5 consecutive losses. You're like, I'm screwed.
yeah, yeah,
I'll take a small loss. You take a small loss on a trade that, you entered poor position, or stop was too close or something. That's another thing too, is like, you have to have enough of a stop loss area to try and have them not come and get it,
yeah,
so that you don't get stopped out of the trade. So in this case, this is the previous low here. I still have a good margin down here. They can still come and get it. If the move is down, then they're going to come and get it. But the likelihood, if this is going to eventually lead to an up move, is they're not going to come all the way down here before they reverse and go up. So you want to leave a big margin to try and get the
Yeah.
big reward, but you can't do that if you're just scalping. Like scalping is they're going to stop you out and you're just going to get blown out of the water all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so that's what I've been messing with and kind of looking at, again, trying to time. And this is, I like it because look at how accurately this, it just touched the moving average and it just like reversed.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't respect it too much. Like back here, it doesn't respect too much. It just kind of blows through it. Here,
And you
just
said
kind of
that's
touched it.
the moving averages. You said it was 20 and 50 or 25 and 50.
21 and 50.
Oh, 21 50, like the MACD. Got it.
Yeah. But see, it's like I said before, it was going to come up. Now it's going to reverse. It's setting up for a reversal.
Yeah,
comes
this is the
down,
stuff I was saying. This is gonna take hours right here before, like, if you're bullish, like for it to set up. I think
It can.
to go up.
And if I wasn't like aggressive or whatever, I'd be waiting. This is the type of trade that I'd be hunting because I know it's setting up. Like this is going to come down.
Mhm.
Can it continue? Yes, it can totally just go down and just blow me out of the water. But based on all this stuff down here in the MACD, here on the RSI, like to me, it looks like it's going to come down, test this low, probably get stops down here, and then reverse. And it's
Yeah.
setting up perfectly here. As long as this doesn't go too far down, it's going to set up a long perfectly. And if I was patient, I would have waited for that entry to then go long.
Or you can double down now,
Or you could double down like a real champ,
like a real super trader.
like a super trader, bro. But yeah, I mean, if you can see, it's kind of playing out exactly what I told you. It's going to go up a little bit, then come back down, probably come down, get stops below here. This is a previous low. There's a low right there and right there that is equal, so it'll probably come down a little further. Probably test these lows to try and get stops down here, and maybe around this area, 50s, 65, 66, around there. Hopefully reverse from there and go up.
Yeah,
Because then they'll have enough ammunition to go to the long side.
and pump it up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As you can see,
So-
it's playing out so far. It might take a little bit, but it's worth it. You make
I
money.
like it. I like the back testing. That's something I could do on any time, whether the market's open or not. I could just be freaking testing strategies
Absolutely.
to get stats, just to get stats and get ideas what has worked and like try to formulate something or replicate something. Because obviously the market's always changing. So just because it worked
Yeah,
a few
but
weeks or
you've
a
had
few
like
months,
up markets in the last few months, down markets in the last few months. If you can come up with a short-term strategy, like an intraday strategy, that is
That's true.
good
It
for a
doesn't matter.
month, 2 months, 5 months, then you can see in different market situations that strategy works. So it gives you more confidence to make those types of trades if it works consistently.